Happy Sunday, everyone. I thought I would put up a Sunday morning reading. So I did pull some cards. If you guys hear that, that's my neighbor's dog. He is a barker. But these are the cards that came up, and I thought that the message would be really beneficial for a lot of you because it really put things into perspective for me, and I thought that you guys could use it too. So the first thing I want to talk about this reading is the format, the layout, how the cards popped out. So the first card that popped out was right in the middle, and it was this right here, nothingness. So it seems like whatever is going on right now in this moment, you may not have expected this, but there's a lot of just nothingness there. Either it seems like there is a fresh, brand new start brewing, and that's why this card came up, or it may feel like there is no love or no hate either, just nothing. It just could also be just neutral. I feel like you're in a blank space, but for a lot of you don't want to call it a blank space because it's so intense. You're like, how is this nothing if it feels so strong? Isn't that crazy? But again, we have so many irrational fears and irrational assumptions that could actually be nothing, and in the same time it feels so intense. So we have these cards next to each other. That's very strong, you guys. Like an intense feeling of something that is nothing. Isn't that crazy? So this is the card that popped up next. Now, excuse me. Okay, so you guys know everything that happens in my readings, I always take as synchronicity. So whenever my throat starts to act up, I know that there's a message there for throat chakra. Somebody's not speaking up, somebody's not talking, somebody's not communicating in the best way possible. There's a frog in your throat, there's a lump in your throat. Your throat gets frozen, like it freezes when it's time to talk for a lot of you. So the person in this image is very intensely going this way from a place of nothing and darkness and just a place of where there is nothing. Now that to a lot of people can mean a bad thing, but it's not. Because this reminds me of the universe or the mother's womb, where creation happens. So in this nothingness where we think that maybe there's no hope or that there's this intense feeling, what if that intense feeling is some kind of magic that you're just supposed to use? But we're just kind of letting it sit there and dwindle and kind of, we're not using it in the way that we should. What if, right? Now the next card that came up was the healing card. And the healing card came up right here. Here's another message that came up as soon as this card pops up. Sometimes it can feel really intense. Sometimes it can feel like, and I give this example all the time, is like when a seed cracks open beneath the dirt, beneath the soil to grow. We don't see that process because it happens underneath the dirt. But in order for the seed to sprout, it needs to crack open. And that cannot be pleasant. So same thing goes for us. Like that unpleasant part where we have to be cracked open, other people may not see it, but we feel it. It's intense. And I think this card came to tell you that if you've been feeling overwhelmed or like super anxious or like you're being cracked open, a lot of the times it's a healing that's happening. Actually, I have a quote. I may post it on my Instagram or I may post it here, but I think a lot of you may like it. I'm going to post it later, but it has a lot to do with that, like cracking open and then realizing that it's not a bad thing. It's actually healing that's happening. It's so intense. We're like, what the heck is going on? Now, the next two cards that popped up is these two right here. We have a new vision and we have trust. So this is happening so intensely, and this healing needs to occur. For a lot of you, this healing is something that goes back to May of 2020. May or November of 2020. So it's something that maybe around those times you brushed under the rug, or around those times you just kind of, maybe you just got too busy with something else, started focusing on something else, and this just went on the back burner. So keep in mind, kind of look back at May and November of 2020, kind of what was going on around that time. Where were you? What were you going through? What was your life like? Just kind of reminisce, reflect. But I do feel like everything that's happening here is pushing you towards something new where you trust more. Because right now your life, I feel like I want to say this and it might not sound good to a lot of you, but some of you, your life is in shambles because there's no trust. Whether it be in your relationships, trust within yourself, trust within your spirit guides, trust in the universe, trust in, your foundation, your stability, your relationships, all that stuff. So I think that there's this whirlwind, these three energies right here, I get this whirlwind, and then all of a sudden it's just ease. You see that? It's like a whirlwind of things coming at you to show you and teach you all of this. And then it goes into this lesson and this confidence in trust. And from there, these two cards popped out. This is inner voice and receptivity. That dog started barking, and the first thing I thought of is dogs are so loyal, and we're talking about trust. Interesting, I feel like a lot of you may be connecting with your animals, specifically dogs, a lot more this week, especially around the month of June. But anyways, trust in your inner voice. I feel like you're finally starting to shut everyone else's voice up inside your head. And you're able to receive guidance, wisdom, ideas, motivation, a zest for life, happiness, joy through your spirit guides, through your own inner voice, through trust in your life. This intense feeling is going to turn into something else, you guys. So I hope you liked this reading. This was a quick Sunday morning message that came up and I thought I'd share with you guys. After this, I'm going to go ahead and do the entire week's forecast over on Patreon for anybody that's interested. We're going to pick one card for each day of the week to keep in mind what we need to keep in mind for that day. If you're interested, I'll see you over there, but happy Sunday. Bye.